Good morning. So in the Easter holidays, we are looking at various different characters from the Easter story. And I'm fortunate today to be joined by a centurion from Pilate's army. Hello.
Hello there. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you for being here.
Well, Pilate likes us to do these media things these days.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Brilliant. So I have a few questions for you. So firstly, what is a centurion and what was your role at the crucifixion?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, a centurion, we're the backbone of the Roman army. And like most centurions, I come up through the ranks. I was a legionary to start with. We have to work hard at it, and we earn our place. I earned the place of centurion. And in the Roman army, in a legion, which is the main unit, there are 60 of us. So there are 60 centuries. That's why I'm called a centurion. Although actually, we only have 80 men. I'm responsible for training them, for morale, for organisation, for discipline. In fact, for me, the most important thing is discipline. And I have to teach them to be more afraid of me than they are of the enemy.
Right.
And that's made the Roman army the strength that it is in the empire. I also have to be able to read. That's a very specific one. I get to travel. I go all over the place. I've seen loads of things, some of them not that nice.
Wow, very interesting job. It's interesting to hear about.
And you asked about crucifixion. Well, actually, I wouldn't normally do that. It's a nasty thing. I wouldn't be bothered. I'd send my second in command. I have one of those in my century.
Okay. Brilliant. So the Bible mentions you being present at the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Could you say why it had a big impact on you?
Yes. Well, that was certainly a different day, a difficult day. It was different because, as I said, I wouldn't normally be there, but
Yeah.
this had a political nature to it. Pilate wanted this doing right, and so he had to make sure, firstly, that the guy was dead, and secondly, that it was all done and dusted by sundown, because he'd had this political row with the religious leaders at the time. So this guy, Jeshua, is called. You call him Jesus. I wasn't involved in the scourging, in the nasty stuff. The men do that. Mm-hmm. Some of them, there's no limit on it, just so long as he's not dead at the time we take him to the cross.
Wow.
I picked it up afterwards, and we walked him through from the governor's house up to the hill where it was to be crucified. The men do the rest. They put up the crosses, and we actually did 3 on that day. So we had 2 robbers, one on either side. So, but one of the most unusual things is we normally have to put a sign up to say it's a charge sheet as to what they've been guilty of.
Right.
But for this guy, Jeshua, Pilate had given us a special one, and because he wasn't guilty of anything, it said the King of the Jews. So I had to ensure that was put up there. Pilate was in a lot of trouble over this. I heard a rumour that even his wife didn't agree that he should go through with this, so that tells you something. Anyway, we put up the sign, we put them up, the soldiers did it all, and then some unusual things. There was family around. We never have family around at crucifixions. They're not to be seen.
Wow.
They're not welcome. I think Pilate wanted me there because there was a crowd. These religious folk were there, and they were mocking him. They were mocking Jesus, and they were saying things like, "You're the Messiah. Show yourself to be the Messiah truly, and come down."
Wow.
But you know, the really odd thing was that I heard him speak, and he spoke in a certain way. He spoke to my soldiers, and he said, "Forgive them, because they don't know what they do." And I thought, what's that all about? And then these 2 robbers, one on either side, one of them was also yelling at him, which I understand, but the other one rebuked him and said to Jesus, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." This was different. This was different. And then, normally a crucifixion takes a long time, but we had to complete this by sundown. But suddenly it all went really dark. That was terrifying. We don't get darkness like this during the day. And there was an earthquake, and stones and rocks, they broke in front of us. And I heard rumours that tombs were opening. I mean, it was incredible. And as Jesus cried out his last, I just heard these words, "Truly this man is the Son of God." And I realised it was me who said them.
Wow.
So
Sure.
it was a momentous day, and I'm sure we haven't heard the last of this.
Wow, brilliant. Thank you for telling us your story and how you saw it from your perspective.
Okay.
That was brilliant. So if you have any questions about this conversation or anything else to do with the Easter story, please do email us at pastoral@kingscc.org.